I came up to do a tiny little scene, and it was just me reciting the letter or the letter back to Murta's troops to say, no, you're going to surrender and you're going to do all this. And it was just me in my little hut, pacing backwards and forwards, dictating this letter. And the night before, or rather the morning before I got on the boat to then get the plane, because we were on the Isle of Wight at the time, my youngest, I went to go and pick her up. She didn't want me. And so poked me, bang, straight in the eye and burst the blood vessels on the eye. So much so, my eye looked like a bionic black sort of like pool ball, like a black 8 ball, totally cut. And it was a horror. It was an absolute horror. So much so that people would literally kind of go, "Oh, is everything okay?" And so when we got on set to do this particular scene, literally we had gangs of people coming around going, "What on earth is that? I've never seen anything quite like that. Are you okay? Is it bleeding now?" Things like that. So they had to colour that in. So they had the FX guys come in and spend whatever budget there was to colour in my incredibly bloodshot eye. So I didn't look like some sort
That's where our whole budget went.
That's where the budget went.
I hear they also CGI'd your mustache out because you refused to shave it off. Am I correct?
It's I'm very much like Samson when it comes to that. And if you take it away, you wouldn't do it to Selleck. You wouldn't do it to Reynolds.
You wouldn't do it to Henry Cavill, apparently.
Wait, who's Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds.
Oh, yes, of course.
Smokey and the Bandits.
Sorry,
not Ryan Reynolds.
I know.
Ryan Reynolds is... Imagine that, if you actually saw the real Ryan Reynolds, and he had a big, full set, big beard, incredibly long eyebrows. Yeah, wow, that's impressive.
It's interesting that you have to harken back to the 80s for your mustache references, Tim.
Well, most of them are now beards.
Selleck, Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds, Selleck, still very relevant. Apart from Reynolds, he's dead. But mainly now it's beards, like Zach Galifianakis, very famous sort of beard wearer from The Hangover.
Yeah, no, it's just an interesting.
Yeah.
He can't be that famous, Tim, if you have to explain where he's from.
Well, I was given a look like I'd said it wrong, which is very much a thing I do, of saying things ever so slightly wrong.
No, I mean you could be saying it right. I was always Galifianakis, but Galifianakis.
Well, he doesn't answer that. He won't. One thing with him is he won't answer. If you say his name slightly wrong and you're on the phone, he'll just say, "I don't know who that is." One of those kind of. No, you know who I mean. You know who I mean. Galifianakis. That's somebody else. Petty.
Petty.
I had another question just before we wrap things up. Outlander has become a huge part of your life. You've received widespread acclaim for your performance. You've broken into mainstream Hollywood with films like Ford versus Ferrari. But moving forward, what else do you hope to get out of Outlander? You're now a producer. You've mentioned maybe directing. What sustains you as a creative person coming back to the same show in the same role year after year for 6 years? I mean, the show chronicles this enduring love between Jamie and Claire. My question is, what fuels your enduring love for the show?
Aw, so many things. It's definitely changed over the years for me. And I think that was part of the main reason that I was so eager to become a producer. I mean, I think in many ways, seasons 1 and 2, I was just on set all the time. And, season 3, the show started to open up a lot more, and it was no longer all told through Claire's perspective. So sort of since season 3, I've actually had less to do. And I think to be able to keep growing in this show, it felt like I needed to find sort of another outlet and start kind of, expanding or just, finding new things to learn. And I think that that's what becoming a producer has been about. And it's been a very interesting learning curve. I mean, obviously, there's a limit to our involvement and a limit to our influence because there's already such a strong team of producers already there. But definitely going forward, I mean, I have made no secret of the fact that I would love to direct. I think that this would be the perfect opportunity for me since I know the show so well. I know the crew so well. I think I have absorbed a lot of information watching the countless directors that we've had on the show. And it's just something I think I would love to do. And, we'll see. That's not something that's just sort of given out willy-nilly, but I'm chipping away at the powers that be with the hope that one day they'll let me. So we'll see. And then you'll all regret it.
And then, when it's all in black and white and all shot on a fisheye lens, yes, that'll be it. Fabulous. Well, Kat, thank you so much for your time and your insights into Outlanderdom. Hopefully you weren't pecked to death by gulls as the turtle from our said intro, which is always good. We are not the gulls. It was a metaphorical gull. But thank you.
I missed that.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
But thank you for bringing it back around to that.
People want to know. People want to know what was going on with that, and it's.
I thought you were the turtle, but now that I know that I was the turtle this entire
We're
time.
all the turtles, Kat. We're all the turtles.
Is this like a Terry Pratchett turtle? I don't know. Is it?
It's like a Terry Gilliam sort of turtle.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't carry the weight. It doesn't carry like a world on its back.
Well, we unpacked the big stuff with you, Kat, and we went through all kinds of weird metaphors. So thank you for bearing with us.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure, and so lovely to see you both.
Hello, and welcome to Listener Questions. Tim, we have a great one here today. It's from Cheryl. Cheryl says, "Hi, David and Tim. I really enjoy your podcast, especially the episode with Richard Rankin and the discussions about food. My husband has a strange habit of urinating in the tea he serves guests at our home. He says it gives him a kick. Though I was shocked at first, I have started enjoying it too. In fact, I do the same when making tea for our guests. I have heard that drinking urine is not harmful. Is it safe to continue doing this? Thanks very much, Cheryl." Well, wow. Cheryl, wow. That is... what do you got to say to that, Tim?
Well, I'm not coming around your house. That's for darn sure. Certainly not going to accept any hot beverage or lukewarm. More to the point, I'm not going to certainly accept a lukewarm beverage from you. I believe it's not harmful to drink urine. I do think, though, it's not something that should be continued. It sounds like an offence. It sounds quite aggressive thing to do. What have these people done to you is the first question. Why would you do such a thing? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Have indeed you in fact defecated in a brownie or some sort of dirty protest with a Sunday lunch? I just don't know. Honestly, it puts me on edge, and I'm quite concerned about those around you. It's quite full on. I think it's given me an instant headache, David. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I certainly hope you don't own a restaurant or anything like that. I've never really understood how to make tea, and I'm glad we have you as an authority here, Tim, to tell us how tea should be made, because up until this point, I didn't know that you didn't put urine into tea. It's why I never drank it. But thank you. Yeah. An Englishman here has told us how you make tea. Don't put urine in it.
Don't put urine in it. No.
Not safe. I think we've answered that categorically here. And thank you for that question, Cheryl.
Yeah, urine should only be used. Should really only be used for when you're tanning your own leather in your house, and every Englishman knows how to do that. Don't need to tell anybody here. Thank you for listening to Outcasts.
Please remember to rate, subscribe, and leave a review, as it all helps.
Follow us on our Instagram page at outcast.podcast for all the latest updates.
Or you can send us an email at outcastspodcastshow@gmail.com.
Every week, we shall select a question from one of our listeners to answer on the show.
The theme music is composed by Kieran Ledwidge. All views and opinions expressed on the show are our own and have no affiliation with the series of books written by Diana Gabaldon or the Sony Stars television show Outlander.
No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast. Although I did have a ham sandwich earlier, so...
See you next time.
See you next time.